Are we live? Check, 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 check. Primarily looking at this guy. Check, check. I'm going to talk as if we are live on the off chance we are live and not say any of the horribly offensive things that I actually planned on saying. If any of you are watching this, I hope you've enjoyed the JUNO nominees. If you want to tweet at me and let me know your hot opinions, I am at Sam Sutherland. Use the hashtag JUNOs. Evidently, we are live. So we just saw all of the nominees, all of the performers, or not all of, some of the performers, and we have a room full of nominees, and so we are going to start talking to them as soon as possible. I want to look at some of my favorite tweets so far, though, as we saw the nominees roll out. At Shane Japal said it was bullcrap that Jazz Cartier didn't get the JUNO nomination for Jazz Album of the Year, and in fact suggested a boycott, which I think is somewhat extreme, given that he is not a jazz artist, and you know, it's a bit of a joke. Joshua Ostroff, at Josh Ostroff, said it was a tough call for this year's JUNO's Album of the Year. And Single of the Year nominees, we have Drake, Bieber, Weeknd, Alicia Cara, and Shawn Mendes. All obviously extremely talented, extremely worthwhile nominees, part of what Alan and everyone else discussed when they were up there, acknowledging that it's an unusual year when you have, Canadian artists dominating the Billboard Hot 100 in a way that we haven't really seen since the 90s. And the heyday of Alanis and Sarah McLachlan and Celine, Shania Twain, all my favorites as a child growing up. We also have at Anupa, just give all the awards to Grimes, to be honest. I don't think that's unreasonable. I assume Anupa is in fact referring to all awards ever, which I think is a perfectly reasonable approach to take, given that I think, you could kind of argue that Grimes should win almost just about everything. And then we have at Sio, Carly Rae Jepsen was robbed, hashtag Junos. So there's a bit, that seems to be the common sentiment if we're talking about snubs this year. People are wondering where Carly Rae ended up. But we are going to get into the mix right now, talking to the people who actually have been nominated, who are here to celebrate the JUNO Awards 2016 with us. So we're going to start with Kafinal, nominee for Reggae Recording of the Year. Come on up, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So Reggae Recording of the Year. This is awesome.
Yes.
So you are the first person, so I'm going to default ask you how you feel. I promise I'm not going to do this for everyone, but like...
Oh man, it's like I feel everything right now.
Yeah.
Everything. The greatest of emotions right now is like just taking over everything.
That's awesome. Who was the first person you texted or the first person you called when you saw that?
My mother.
Yeah.
Of course, my mother.
Was she impressed?
She's crying. She's crying.
Okay,
She's crying just as much as I am.
Because sometimes moms can be like, yeah, but like what next then? Huh? That's fine, but like what are you going to do for me tomorrow, or take out the trash, that kind of thing.
No, well, she's in the States.
Yeah.
She's in New York, and on hearing, she just kept crying, and because she knows how hard I've been working.
Yeah.
And then she knows all the sacrifices, and she has been there throughout. That's just supporting constantly.
And now you're originally from Spanish Town, so is it meaningful as well to be nominated for an award like this in a country that's sort of become your adoptive home as well?
Oh yes, like my family, my friends, my fans back in Jamaica right now, they're just elated, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this for you.
Awesome. So you think your family and your friends in Jamaica are going to watch the JUNOs April 3rd in Calgary on CTV?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Awesome, Congratulations.
Thank you so much. All right, thanks for having me. All right.
There you go. Kafinal nominee for Reggae Artist of the Year. Up next, we have Lemon Bucket Orkestra, who are the nominees for World Recording of the Year. I always mix up the names. How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So when I saw you guys were attending, I was very excited because several years ago, in 2011, myself and some friends staged a Nuit Blanche production in which we performed Smells Like Teen Spirit for 12 hours in the basement of a movie theater in Chinatown. And you guys showed up in the middle of it, like when we were all losing our minds at 2 a.m. and just sort of set up in the middle and did this absolutely wild, like klezmer-y cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting to me, the evolution, from being sort of primarily busking and sort of out in the streets to now this kind of JUNO nomination. How did you expect to see that happen, that evolution?
Oh, well, does anybody ever expect it? I mean, you hope for it.
Yeah.
And we've been really, really fortunate to travel around the world and perform with and study with a bunch of our heroes in the musical form, and it's a very traditional form. And so, yeah, one would hope the whole idea was to get Canada exposed to this kind of really passionate music. And so, yeah, I think things feel like they're on the right track.
Yeah, it's doing all right. Things are going okay. And you guys recorded this album in a barn in Waterloo, right?
That's right, yeah.
So I mean that seems like a fun and maybe appropriate place for a band like you guys to record, not being like holed up in like just a Metalworks kind of studio. What was that process like of working in an atypical recording situation?
Well, it was. I mean, we play all acoustic instruments, and so being in a wooden structure, and just being like sleeping in tents and sort of, we had just come off of 2 months of grueling touring of Canada. So what's the next thing you want to do? Let's spend a week together in a barn and drive each other even more crazy. It was good. I mean, it captured a real spirit of where we were at coming off of that tour. So
that's amazing. Well, congratulations on your nomination, and good luck in April in Calgary.
Well, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. Up next, we have the Cecilia String Quartet, which is a fancier thing than I have ever been able to do in my band life. Nominated for Classical Album of the Year, Solo and Chamber Ensemble. Come on up.
Hello.
Congratulations on your nomination.
Well, thank you so much.
How are you feeling? You feeling pretty good?
Very excited. As a classical musician, it's just amazing to get out of our cage of a practice room and see how the rest of the world is living.
One of the things that I always love about the Junos is the recognition for forms. Like everyone here, like watching the stream, people are probably very familiar with The Weeknd and Drake and Bieber, but it's really important to sort of also recognize, classical, jazz, blues, sometimes the lesser celebrated forms, at least in sort of the mainstream in our country.
Yes, thank you. And we're really proud to see a lot of our close-knit community nominated this year. Afiara for Best Album are one of our favorite string quartet siblings.
Awesome. Now, who are you hoping to meet, though, amongst the sort of like pop scene?
Unfortunately, I don't even know.
I guess that's a very authentic and appropriate answer. You guys do a lot of charity work. You're performing at homeless shelters, all kinds of events. Is it important to sort of make sure that that's equally a part of your routine as the sort of more standard classical performances?
Absolutely, it's really enriching for us to try and see how the string quartet can help the community around us.
Yeah.
But this recording in particular was really enriching for us to work on music we really believe in and try to have a sort of fresh take on the old stuff.
Yeah, that's great. Well, congratulations on the nomination, and good luck in April in Calgary. Really appreciate you coming up and chatting.
Nice to meet you.
So thank you so much. Up next, we have August Rigo, R&B and Soul Recording of the Year. Come on up, August. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Wow, that's
on the
so exciting.
I know.
So exciting.
So yeah, who did you text first? Who did you call first?
You know what? I actually haven't texted anybody. I was just I saw the artwork up there and I was like, hey, that's me. My family's here with me, so they've been texting everybody.
That's awesome.
And they're taking a bunch of pictures, so yeah, it's really exciting.
My mom's been posting a lot on Facebook that I'm like hosting this, so it's like, I get it.
Yeah, Mom, maybe me and your mom and my mom can help post
That'd be good, like a sort of joint, joint Facebook post. I think it'd be important.
Absolutely.
I have to thank you because you co-wrote, I think, one of my wife's favorite songs, In You Smile.
Yeah.
But, so obviously you have a great career with these sort of like, big pop hits, but now you're really getting some recognition on your own. How important is it for you to kind of like separate that and be like plant your own flag sort of beyond the songwriting you've done?
Yeah, it's amazing because for me, I got into songwriting as a byproduct of being an artist. So when I came in, I was obviously not well known. So I was doing, the Justin Bieber. I just did Chris Brown. And so now getting a chance to actually use my voice and be the representative of these songs is really incredible. So it's super important for me. And the JUNO nomination is just, so humbling.
Is it important for you to have an opportunity to say things in your own voice as well? Because obviously when you're writing, you're expressing something, to be able to say like, this is going to be my voice that's going to get to say this.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. It's always good to be the guy in front of the cameras and the voice representing the songs.
Yeah.
So I get to say a message and just be the guy.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on your
Thank
nomination
you so much.
and good luck in
Appreciate
April.
It. Thank you.
Cheers, man. So a reminder that we got the JUNO Awards themselves actually happening April 3rd in Calgary on CTV and the award Saturday. We have Tara Kannangara coming up. How's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Who have you been texting? I always want to know like who the first texts are.
Oh,
in these
I texted
situations.
my family because
Yeah.
I think they, I could have they're like satisfied with anything, you know. Any prize. It could be a paper bag. You've won a paper bag, and they'll be happy about it.
So they have the lowest of low expectations for you.
Yes, that's what you need. Low expectations. Yeah.
What what for you? I always want to know, like, people get nominated, they get put in, a little, like, a genre hole, what they're doing. I always want to know, like, if you could pick any category to be nominated in, what would you want to be nominated in? Like, in my wild fantasies, I'm nominated for, like, vocal performance of the year.
Oh.
Like, jazz vocal performance of the year. I think I've yet to be recognized for my jazz vocal stylings. What about yourself?
Oh, I think maybe I would aim high and say album of the year.
Okay, well, I think jazz vocal performance of the year is still aiming high, but
totally. Yeah, trust me, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming up and chatting with us, and good luck in
Nice to
April
meet
in
you.
Congress. Nice to meet you as
Thank
well.
you.
Cheers. Up next, we have Alex Pangman. I'm really getting good at one-hand scrolling through my notes here. High-quality stuff. So, Alex Pangman, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nominated for Vocal Jazz Album of the Year.
That is correct.
I just said I was trying to guess, like, what other category people would want to be nominated for in, like, their wildest fantasies, and I literally just said I would choose Vocal Jazz Recording of the Year because I think it's, like, probably somewhere, like, a very hidden talent of mine.
So, like, when you're pouring your cereal in the morning, do you scat?
No, I do none of those things. Like, I have absolutely no basis for believing that I should win a Juno, but it's just like, I just think it'd be neat, is like my
might
feeling.
be.
I know.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thanks. It kind of feels neat.
It's pretty neat. So Jeff Healey was your mentor. This is what I have read, like a sort of strong influence on you, right?
Yeah, in my early career, I listened to a lot of records in his basement.
Yeah. That's like a nice way to sort of begin your career.
Sure.
And when you're like listening to records in Jeff Healey's basement and then you're nominated for a Juno, can you imagine that transition when you're sitting in the basement? Or are you like, one day, the Junos?
No. I mean, the first record that we applied for a Juno with was the record I made with him.
Yeah.
And that was 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it seems like a very long time ago, and I've lived a lot of life.
Yeah.
And I've become a better artist, and I've lived more, and I think that's reflected in this record, and I think that's now why I'm here.
Is it important for you to then pass that on and have like a mentor-mentee relationship where you're able to impart those, 15 years of wisdom on other aspiring musicians?
I think that's why you make a record. So
Yeah.
you can tell stories and maybe inform those people. I don't know, but
Yeah.
if they're smiling by the end, or they feel better, or they feel they've worked out some problem from listening to one of our songs. I mean, the record is very happy for the most part.
Yeah.
I've been through a couple of lung transplants, and so the record was made as a celebration in New Orleans with new lungs. We called the record New. It's a happy record.
Yeah.
After coming through a dark period, and I'm wondering if that's not why I'm here.
Yeah.
People don't want to be happy now.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's a lovely story and a lovely note to end on. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
It's
Thank you.
awesome to be able to celebrate something. So congrats.
It
Good
is.
luck in
Thanks.
April.
Thanks. And I think somebody was eating a tuna sandwich, because this mic
Smells
smells
like-
funny.
Yeah, weird. I'm gonna pass it on. That's the next person's problem. We're going to get to the bottom of who amongst the JUNO nominees this year has been eating tuna and making the album stink. We have Robi Botos up next, nominee for Jazz Album of the Year Solo and Jazz Album of the Year Group, along with Mark Kelson and the Jazz Exiles. There's like 1,000 of you guys here, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like you, like everyone in that group, I think, got nominated for a Juno, right?
Yes, also Rich Brown on bass. So
Yeah.
he's also nominated, and I'm playing on his album as well. So
It's not bad.
I can't lose.
Is there going to be competition though, like amongst all of the guys that are nominated?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You guys are going to be cool and
Yeah.
not going to be like bickering in the back of the van or
We've been
anything?
playing for so many years. I think we're all happy to be a part of this
Yeah.
and to be nominated. That's great to be recognized.
Yeah. One of the things that really popped in your bio for me was the idea that you are like Oscar Peterson's protege, and that this is this like titan of Canadian music, across boundaries. What I guess influences he had on your career?
Well, there's only one Oscar Peterson.
Yeah.
So, just to be close to him and getting some advice and becoming closer to the family, it's been always there, I've been such a huge fan. And it also encouraged me to totally be myself and not to, try to, play what he did, because you can't do it first. And also just, to keep my own voice. And I think moving forward, my album really represents that.
I was asking earlier, is it important for you to have an opportunity now to provide some mentorship for future musicians the way that he provided for you?
I think it's very important for all young upcoming musicians to be inspired and look at the legends and study them.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the nomination.
Thanks so much.
Good luck in April.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming up here and sharing with us.
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
So up next we have Splash and Boots, which I'm really excited about because their photo in the bio pack that I got at least looked amazing. So Splash and Boots nominated for Children's Album of the Year. Come on up.
Hey.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
So you were a part of the amazing Unexpected Moment of Comedy earlier today where they ran, if you weren't watching the stream earlier, Metal Album of the Year, which had some curses in it.
It was fantastic.
There was some curse-wordy bands and Metal Album of the Year right into Children's Recording of the Year.
That's such a great segue.
Honestly, I kind of like looked around at the people who produced the packs. Like, did you guys do this on purpose? I don't know.
There was actually some of the names on those rock albums that we almost made our album.
Yeah, you're very close to being.
That'd be very awkward if we named our same albums that.
F the Facts is like not a great name for like a children's group, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I guess like children's entertainment, you got to find a niche. Being really edgy, cussing,
That's right.
it could be something. So I thought it was so interesting that this whole thing started as a project at Queen's University.
Yeah, that's right.
What is the trajectory that you go from like, okay, cool, it's a school project to we are now nominated for a JUNO?
What do you think?
We did a lot of performing on street corners,
Yeah.
birthday parties, and we did a lot of like small things leading up to it. It was a lot of hard work, and we just decided we wanted to do it out of the school project.
What was the best birthday party you guys ever played?
Well,
okay, great,
we
awesome.
actually have. We were invited to go to the Middle East in Bahrain.
Okay.
To do a birthday party, and we said yes, not knowing when we got there it happened to be the royal family of Bahrain. We're like, that was weird. So as far as birthday parties go, I think that wins.
Was it like insanely opulent and super sick?
It was full on.
No, it was like better than most weddings.
The kid was wearing a gold suit, and it was the whole thing. Like, why are we here? It's so odd.
There is an amazing documentary series to be made, and if you guys can just like wait around, I would like to talk to you later about just like birthday parties of the world.
No, that's right. Now when people ask us to do birthday parties, we say only if you're royal family. Like that, it set the bar really high.
You got to have rules. Well, guys, congratulations on the nomination. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck with all of the royal birthday parties in your future.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, guys. So up next, guys, we all got to get on this birthday party thing. I think this is our future. So we've got Lyndon John X, nominee for Reggae Recording of the Year. Come on up, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
How's your day been? You feeling good?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. I gotta get my heart to stop beating though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though, I've been here before, but I still get the nervousness.
I guess, it doesn't change?
No, I don't change.
I keep asking people who they texted first. Who have you texted first?
The first person I texted was my sister.
That's nice.
Yeah, man. She used to dance with me in the kitchen when we used to do dishes, so
that's awesome. So she sort of like feels like she's been along for a bit of the ride, I guess, right?
Yeah, man. That's how I feel.
That's awesome, man. So your parents are from Grenada, right?
Grenada.
One of my closest friends, I don't know if he's still watching, he was tweeting at me earlier. He's from Grenada, and we went to City Hall in Toronto to watch Kirani James, the guy who ended up was the first gold medal Olympian from Grenada. Were you partying for that? What was that?
Actually, I had missed it. And my sister,
my
good friend, came over and said, "Did you see it? Did you see it?" And I said, "No."
Yeah.
And when she showed me, man, my heart just dropped.
Yeah.
Man, big ups to him and all of Grenada, man.
Yeah.
I was just so happy.
We literally were at this thing at City Hall, and it just seemed like there was the entire sort of Grenadian diaspora. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah, man.
Good food. It was a nice time.
Man, I wish I was there.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations on your nomination. I know it has nothing to do with the Olympics, but I just figured it's my opportunity to talk about what I know about Grenadian Olympians.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, so thanks so much for your time, and congratulations, man.
Right, thank you.
Good luck in April.
All right.
Up next, we have Mark Kelso and the Jazz Exiles, which, as discussed earlier with Robi, seems to comprise every nominee in jazz. You have a lock on this jazz category. It's ludicrous.
Well, we picked the all-star band,
I guess, this is pretty much it. Hold on, I want to make sure I get the name of the nomination right. Yeah, okay, so Jazz Album of the Year group is unfortunately all this is, even though everyone else is.
No, it's fantastic.
How many nominations are there between this crew right now?
Well, we got 3.
That's not bad, man. That's pretty good. You're like competing with the Drakes and the Weekends and the.
For the 2% of the jazz community,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, for the jazz community.
The good thing is that I'm not competing against my own guys. They're in a separate category.
I was asking Robbie earlier, is it going to get tense? People like jockeying for who actually wins, but it's.
No, as jazz musicians, we're happy that the Junos still even keeps that category in because it's such a small part of the musical community, universally wide. So we're happy that they still, support those artists because we need that support. It's really important for us.
Well, I asked this question earlier, and I didn't mean it to sound condescending, but since you brought it up, is it really meaningful to make sure that we're recognizing, things that aren't just Drake and Justin Bieber, but like in the same, so make sure that we're talking about classical music, we're talking about blues, we're still talking about jazz, because those genres are obviously like active and
absolutely,
making great music in this country.
Absolutely, right? Because we're not sort of bound by the traditions of formula. Mm-hmm. We can basically create music that we like and we think is artistic, and basically, there's no restrictions. Whereas like a pop category may have certain restriction, image-wise, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We can do our own thing, and it's all based on artistic merit and the ability of the musicians. Mm-hmm. So virtuosity is still something that we feel is important. Great musicians playing to the best ability,
For sure. But you don't think sometimes about just dictating a very strict dress code with the rest of the guys? And getting in that pop star uniform.
Yeah, we're going to wear Beatles Nehru jackets.
Oh, right? Sounds good, man.
We're going to bring it back. No, I like the guys to feel comfortable, wear their own thing, and have an individual personality, and then we bring those individual personalities together, and then that is the band.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the nominee, you and all the guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And good luck in April. Thanks for taking time to chat with us.
My pleasure.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah. All right, so up next we have Rich. I think just dump it over there. Yeah, there's a lot of. Hey, congratulations!
Hey, thanks so much. This is crazy.
Rich Brown, this is one of your million Juno nominations now.
I'm just gonna go to Calgary and camp on stage.
I mean, it is crazy that all you guys sort of. It really is like an all-star band, as sort of Mark was saying, eh?
Yeah, I mean it is, and we all have projects on our own. I mean, obviously 3 of them are nominated, and it's a real community. It's always been a very tight community in Toronto as far as the jazz scene is concerned.
Are you guys insufferable to hang out with though because of that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mark is a diva, and I don't like anybody.
Yeah.
And,
but do you have any friends that aren't nominated for Junos and you've just sort of pushed them to the side?
I'm gonna call them right now and just laugh.
You should. But what you got to do is then get Robbie to call them and be like, oh, sorry, call waiting. There's another guy laughing. Mark calls in. Everybody laughing. You have obviously, in addition to your jazz career, sort of played with a lot of, Canadian greats as well in rock and pop and stuff. One of the names that just jumped out at me was Kim Mitchell when I was going through your bio. What was it like working with Kim Mitchell?
He is the coolest guy. He's the coolest, sweetest guy. And it was a very unusual session. We went into the studio, and usually when you go into the studio, you get the sheet music, all these charts.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything. So he would sit down with an acoustic guitar and say, okay, we're going to do this tune. And he'd play the tune by himself a couple of times, and then we would go in and record. It was the greatest. I love that guy. I really love that guy.
That's awesome, man. We always joke my favorite thing is listening to him on Q107 or something. He'll come up with a song and he's just sitting there playing it in the controller. And you're like, that's awesome.
That's him. I mean, that's totally him.
Cool. Well, congratulations on the nomination, man. Good luck in April. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Okay, so up next we have Peripheral Vision. Jazz album of the year. At least I think not competing with each other, unlike everyone in Mark Kelso's group. Let's find out though. How's it going? Congratulations.
It's going great. Thank you very much.
So are you guys, we were just talking to Mark Kelso and the Jazz Exiles, who are all competing endlessly with each other. You guys, are you guys good? Is there tension here like there was in Mark's group, or are you guys fine?
No tension.
No tension? Okay, good.
We're one of those kind of cooperative jazz bands.
Ain't good, yeah, not like those diva jerks, eh?
No, not. There's no diva jerks. It's awesome. Tons of jazz musicians here, all out tonight. It's Toronto, Canada, great jazz scene, and it's awesome to all be here.
I guess you've been talking to a string of us all in a row, yeah?
It is. There's a ton of jazz musicians and a ton of the reggae artists. It seems like there's a really good representation from those pockets.
Very supportive community.
It is. It's amazing. So you guys won the Montreal Jazz Fest Galaxy Rising Star Award. Seems like things have been sort of going well since then. How important is that one award to your career trajectory?
Well, it's been great, and it's nice to have some recognition for some of the stuff we've done, and that was a lead up to this album that we released, which is now nominated. So we're very excited about this project, and this album has been our baby, and it was a really cool project.
Been a big year of touring for us in Europe a lot and in Canada, and it's been really it's been a good one.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the year and congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, really appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck in Calgary.
Thank you.
Okay, so up next we have Kalle Mattson, nominated for Video of the Year. So come on up. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking time to come and chat.
Yeah, no problem.
So Video of the Year.
Yeah.
How involved were you in the process of creating this video, which I love, by the way? I saw a bunch of people on Twitter being like super stoked that it was
cool.
nominated.
Yeah, I mean, I helped come up with the concept and picked all the album covers, and my face is in it.
So in that sense, it's very involved.
Yeah.
What was the process like? So for people who haven't seen it, it's like kind of got a collage vibe. Do you mind kind of describing? Because I think it's really interesting, and people should check it out if you haven't seen the video.
Yeah, it's sort of, I recreate, hopefully not narcissistically, 35 of my favorite album covers of all time, and it's sort of it's supposed to look like one constant take, but we sort of sneakily cut in certain spots. And
it's an amazing video. I don't think it comes off as narcissistic. It's fine.
I was hoping that it wouldn't. Sticking my face on a Dylan cover or something.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I'm sure somebody out there just is so unimpressed.
It's the internet, you know. Yeah.
There's probably like one or two very negative comments for sure.
Whatever.
So, and you're from the Sioux, which like, my
yeah.
mom spent some time in the Sioux. I feel emotionally close to the Sioux.
I'm sorry for her.
I know, well, it's fine. She eventually left. It's fine.
Yeah, well, same here.
But the Sioux does sort of figure prominently, or sort of conceptually, that the border town in the music that you write. Has it? Do you think you'd be sort of writing the same kind of music if it weren't for being from a town like Sault Ste. Marie?
No, I really think that like cities, like being from small towns, like gives you ambition or makes you really want to not live there anymore. Not that I really do like the Sioux, but it's now like a distant like. Yeah, I like it in theory rather than actually being there.
It's a nice place to visit, like for the holidays.
Yeah, nice to play a show.
Well, congratulations on your nomination. Good luck, and thank you for taking time to chat with us.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, cheers.
All right, cheers.
Up next, we have, I think, the band that for sure caused the biggest guffaw when their name ran almost directly into the children's nominee category. I was told I couldn't cuss, but then there was definitely cussing on a stream that for sure was broadcast on CP24. So in dentist's office around the world, you heard this name, it's F the Facts. I was told I couldn't swear, so it's...
That's fine.
Yeah. What was your reaction? We've talked a bit about the sort of hilarious mashup of the metal category and the children's category. Were you in the room for that when it happened?
Yeah, I was in the room. It was the first time we were nominated for JUNO, the kind of same thing happened.
Yeah.
People think the name is pretty funny, and I think it was even funnier today because it was the kids category.
It was
right
the comparison of right into splashing boots, like a couple of smiling. So I should show you. I didn't mention, but obviously you were, and actually there is a children's group coming up right after you. So
absolutely.
It's happening again.
I was just talking to them. They're super
I
nice
saw you
guys.
guys taking a photo. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're good dudes.
Nominated for Heavy Album of the Year, and this record is really exciting because you guys obviously recorded yourselves, released it yourselves, sort of took the reins back a bit. How much has that sort of just changed your life as a band to sort of be? I mean, not that you guys weren't in control when you're doing stuff with Relapse, but what's the process like now, and how is it different?
It was really rewarding to do, but it was a lot of work. Like we hired John Asher to do some PR for us, but other than that, everything kind of came to fruition under our own blood and sweat. So it was a good experience, but it was really, really, really draining. But I guess anything you do that you do on your own, you feel more rewarded by doing it. So yeah, it was a good decision, I think, all in all, to do it ourselves.
Would you do it again though, or are you just too tired?
At this point, no, never again. Someone else is going to do all the work. We're not going to do any of it, but I'm sure after a couple months, we'll get the itch again, and we'll want to, kind of craft our own release and do everything ourselves once again.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the nomination.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
And thanks for providing some, levity in the room through the juxtaposition with children's musicians.
Yeah, it's no problem. Would I be able to get a picture in front of this?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Hold on, Catherine. Do you mind taking a photo here? This is important.
You want to do the hard style? Oh, you got.
Hold on. I'll put it down.
Awesome.
Good. Okay. Thanks very much. Definitely send that to someone. I like that. I want to see that too. Retweet it. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Up next, in the tradition of the Junos this year, we have a nominee for Children's Album of the Year, Big Block Singsong. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
So second time having to follow the cussy metal band, I guess.
Exactly. Well, that was planned. That was intentional.
That was, I know. I like that you guys did
really
that.
well.
So are you guys going to maybe like work on a collaboration or something in the future? Is that kind of?
Yeah, exactly. That's the plan.
I think it's up. So congratulations on the nomination.
Thanks very much.
So you guys work traditionally like out of a studio in Toronto.
We do.
How much live is a part? So I was reading the bio. Obviously, you guys doing it out of the studio. What's that process like? What's it like, sort of emerging from your studio cocoon and coming out here?
Oh, this is freakish for us, actually.
Yeah.
You can tell the nervous energy's high. But yeah, it's we work in a vacuum in our studio. The two of us collaborate on ideas of songs. We go. There's no live element to what we do. It's all produced. We do it together.
Now that you guys have recognition of a JUNO nomination, though, pals in the Canadian metal scene, would you consider do you have aspirations to sort of bring it out of the studio and do it in front of the people?
You never know.
You never know. Never say never.
Yeah. Okay.
What form that takes, maybe thing we'll have to figure out.
Okay, cool. I hope it's grindcore. That is what I'm hoping for.
That's the plan.
One of the questions I've been asking people is if you could be nominated for another category, what's your dream JUNO category? Not discounting like album and single of the year, but like your secret aspiration to be like in a chamber ensemble or be a rapper.
Oh, I think be a rapper. Do you think? Like a rapping duo?
Rap recording of the year, rap duo of the year.
If we could get a little bit harder, it'd be nice.
I guess, unleash those other tendencies.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Congratulations on this award, and we'll see you guys next year when you're nominated for Rap Recording of the Year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much for your time, guys, and congratulations.
All right, thanks.
I only ever want to interview metal bands and then children's bands. It brings me such joy. Tragically, this next group, not a metal band. We have Young Empires nominated for Grapefruit Brook of the. I just said
greatest group.
Grapefruit Brook of the Year was how that just came out.
Sounds like a brew of some sort, like an alcoholic grapefruit drink.
That's a good
Radler.
That would be a delicious Radler.
Business op right here.
I would say if you guys win this award, that could be because it'd be a good twist. Like Young Empires present the grapefruit brew of the year.
Grapefruit brew.
Yeah, I don't know. I would drink it, to be totally honest.
Yeah, good.
So I always find like this category is exciting but also scary because as with any sort of like best new breakthrough, whatever, it can be cursed. Do you have any concerns about this category?
Not at all. I mean, we've been doing this for about 5 years now, but we didn't really put out our first album till this year. So, I mean, we've been through the ropes, and we're just going to keep on, building our fan base internationally, and we're just, very honored and humbled to be nominated.
Who are you the most excited to try to like rub shoulders with and like work on a track together with?
Well, I know my bass player is really excited about Bryan Adams, about meeting him, selfieing with him.
I told all my friends on Twitter that I was actually going to be performing with him.
Wow.
Yeah, they were like, "You're going to meet him?" I was like, "I'm on stage. I'll be playing bass."
Seriously?
No.
Oh, okay.
I won't.
Man with many skills.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we're going to let the backstage host play bass with Bryan Adams."
Yeah.
No, the JUNOs have higher standards than that.
I would say, why not? Bryan Adams, he's a legend of the scene.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this till today, a 19-time JUNO Award winner, I believe.
Yeah. It's totally nuts. And you guys started writing this album kind of at home before sort of continuing to finish it in various locations, moving to a studio.
Yep.
How important is it to start an album in sort of a more centered place where you're, comfortable, where you're not paying? Does that affect it at all?
I mean, I guess maybe audio nerds, if it's not perfectly recorded, they might think it sounds less professional. But I always encourage artists, ones that I'm working with or friends of mine, to do most of the pre-production at home. In fact, on this record, I think I recorded the vocals for 7 of the tracks in my bedroom. So. Anything's possible now with technology.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the nomination. And
thanks. Good chatting with you.
Good luck in April. Nice chatting with you. Thanks for your time.
We'll see you in
Calgary
with
when I'm on stage with Bryan Adams. Yeah,
and Grapefruit Brew.
It's going to be crazy. Yeah,
thanks.
Cheers, man. So up next we have Lee Harvey Osmond, Tom Wilson.
Actually, we're going to bring up you.
Come hang, man.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very
You
like.
don't have to shake my hand.
Yeah, I know. I realize I haven't been doing it, but it's probably for the best because like, there's no way amongst all these people someone doesn't have a germs, the Zika virus.
You're going to be so sick after this.
Yeah.
JUNO nominees, it's actually a fact. JUNO nominees are the most unhealthy people
I think so,
in
yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, they are actually even less healthy than Polaris Music Prize nominees, which
Oh
are
my
like
God. Well,
already a sickly bunch.
I know. I've been nominated. I've been nominated for Polaris prizes more than as much as anybody in this country, and I am feeling so sick right now.
It's just you've got a cough. It's all
Yeah, I know. I was feeling really good until I got this JUNO nomination today, so it's nice to be here with you.
It's all bad. Well, congratulations, obviously, on nominee for Contemporary Roots Album of the Year here today.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that I find interesting about, the career of, artists such as yourself is that, you've written songs, had your songs covered by, a variety of artists. And, sometimes, recognition for your own music can be quieter or slower to come. Is it important to sort of get some of that recognition for yourself?
How's this? It's like you're on a long drive, and you get to pull over on the side of the road and maybe get a nice sandwich and stop for a pee. You know what I mean? You actually get a good break. You'd rather have that stop than not. I'd rather have this nomination than not. But the road that I'm on is a road where I've been leading with art for the last 40 years. When you lead with art, you never go wrong. You never lie awake at night thinking about your career. And you can't have anybody's thumb on your head pushing you down or shoving you in any direction. Artists live to make this a better world, and that's kind of my job. And I'm no hippie, man. I'm from Hamilton. I'm just telling you
it's
that.
important to say this is coming from a place of Hamilton as opposed to a place of whatever.
Yeah, so you know what? Having this nomination is an honor. The bottom line is that this is a wonderful thing for me, and I'm always grateful to the JUNOs for doing this.
Well, congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Good luck with your cold. Thank you for not.
It's a pleasure.
Touching or
elbows, right?
Yeah,
okay,
elbow
take
props,
care. See you in Calgary.
Thanks. See you in Calgary,
Okay.
man. Up next, we have Beard Guy from Walk Off the Earth. Come on up, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you guys are nominated for like 1,000 JUNOs. JUNO Fan Choice, Group of the Year, Pop Album of the Year.
1,000 awards.
I think I'm terribly bad at math, but that's like roughly sort of, what I would expect. You guys have performed, you've been nominated before. Is this sort of the same old rodeo for you, or is it exciting to sort of, have that fresh recognition, especially I imagine in like the fan category?
Yeah, well, this is our first year being nominated for Fan Choice. And that category, and not just to myself, but you ask any artist, it's pretty dear to anyone's heart. That's exactly the group of people that you really want to be recognized by.
That's awesome, man. And, is it tough for you guys to balance, obviously very mainstream success, very mainstream recognition with, what has been, the base of your success, which is a lot of online, the YouTubes, all those things. And that's still sort of a beast that you guys are feeding on a day-to-day basis, right?
It's a good point. I think initially in the early days of the band, we didn't do a great job at managing and balancing our time, and we got caught up in the machine and doing things the way they've traditionally been done. But that doesn't necessarily work for us. We need time to be able to put content on YouTube because that's our foundation. That's where we come from. So we've figured out a little bit better now, and we have a lot of content going up over the next 6 months, and look forward to putting those videos out.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to seeing them, and congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you.
Good luck in Calgary in April.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks for your
All right.
time.
Thank you.
Up next, we have the Sheepdogs, who I'm excited specifically to ask about my cool and not terribly popular pop punk band, Junior Battles, recorded our first EP with the guy who's their TM, Donnie. How's it going, man?
Hey, man. How you going?
I'm doing great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So Rock Album of the Year.
Yes.
A nice, simple category, not a ton of words. It sort of reminds me of, the thing how, like, if you have a job that has more than 3 words in it, you don't have a real job.
Regional sales
Director of, like, printer ops.
Yeah.
I think, like, Rock Album of the Year has that sort of same lovely simplicity, right?
Yeah, like Francophone Aboriginal Rock Album of the Year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, not to diss any, Jesus Christ, shouldn't.
Not at all.
Gonna have to talk to everyone. And so I really wanted to ask you guys specifically about Donnie Cooper. He's a tour manager for you guys now?
Yes, he is.
So Donnie, their tour manager, recorded my pop punk band's first album, first EP in Hamilton.
All right.
I think I like to think that we were a real important stepping stone for him eventually getting to, help manage a JUNO-nominated group. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
He's worked with the Sheepdogs. He's worked with Tokyo Police Club and Monster Truck. I think a little bit with the Arkell, Winter Sleep.
How's Donnie doing though? Is he all right?
Yeah, I talked to Donnie last night, and he said he hoped this year was the year they finally unveiled the tour manager front of house tech award. And sad to say, it's not his year this year, but he'll get there. He'll get there.
Coming, Those guys do really keep these bands on the road. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. It is like a real sort of unheralded part of the. That's actually now I'm thinking that's a nice thing because we do recognize like technical achievements in a lot of other award categories, but no one is like, Donnie keeps the van parked and everything's fine.
It's like the guy that makes sure that people go on stage on time and stop fighting and are organized. That's a pretty important job, especially in this day and age.
He gets us ice for our beers.
I have a theory that he's a werewolf because his hair seems to get grayer like as the night goes on, but then it's like back. Do you guys?
He's the oldest youthful-looking man in the world. He's half old, half young.
This is like real important insider stuff. I think people need to know all about your tour manager.
I hope Donnie's tuned in.
But we'll find the clip and send it to him. I think that's the important thing. Guys, congratulations on your nomination. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck in April in Calgary.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, guys. So that's Donnie Cooper, for those of you keeping track at home, that I'm insisting on talking about. Up next, we have Exco Levi, nominated for Reggae Recording of the Year. How's it going, man? Congratulations.
Good. Thank you very much, man, for having me.
So you have won how many years in a row?
4.
4.
Yes, this is my 5th nomination.
So we've had I think 2 of the other guys that were up for Reggae Recording of the Year, and I kept wanting to be like, do you hate him? Is there beef there?
What did
you got to get out of the way. I didn't do it because it seemed like really rude. Like people are here to celebrate their nominations, and so for me to be like, it kind of sucks though that like you're probably not going to win, right?
No, nothing like that. You know what I mean? Every year when I'm nominated, I'm happy to win 4 times.
Yeah.
So I brace myself for someone else win too. Because we're all great musicians. We are singing reggae music. Representing the culture of Jamaica. Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and all those great icons. So I always brace myself that, listen, Exco, if you don't win, it's okay, I won 4 already. So there's a space for someone else, There's
no hard feelings then.
No hard feelings. So if I don't win, it's okay, I'm honored to be nominated for the 5th time. Just a nomination is good for me, but to win would be more.
What do you credit that to, though? Because, that is like fairly staggering success. 4 wins in a row and a 5th nomination. Maybe it's hard to step outside yourself and say, this is what I do. But what do you think it is about what you do that people connect with so strong?
I think it's the hard work. The sacrifice that I've made, to get these songs recorded properly. In Jamaica, the time to get it produced properly. Yeah. And also, I must commend the producers, too. This song is produced by a company from Germany called Sillywax. Reggae, so it's the hard work, I think the judges look at the hard work and the quality of the song and the content, the positive, uplifting content of the music, and I think that's what.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, congratulations on your 5th nomination, 5th straight nomination. Good luck in April.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, man. Thank you for your time.
All right, bless.
Up next, I really did feel bad. Every time we talked to another reggae artist, I was like, but there's like a long shadow there, right? So up next we have Blackburn, nominated for Blues Album of the Year.
Baby, blues.
So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
So hold on. Now there's like a lot of family here. Who is like the not family? Was the
we're off brothers.
He didn't come? Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's one brother who's in Italy. He couldn't make it.
Okay, cool.
And Andrew Stewart is the bass player. Is the brother from another mother.
Yeah. Okay. Is it tough for him? Because I saw it was like okay, here's who's coming. It was like Blackburn, Stewart, and I was like, ooh, tough to be the Stewart in Blackburn.
That's all right.
He fits in. He does
definitely,
okay.
Definitely. Oh yeah. He's definitely a brother.
I am very close with my family. I get along very well with my sister. If I were in a band with her, I would murder her. I'm so sorry. My sister once nominated for Adult Alternative JUNO of the Year, by the way. Credit to my sister.
Yeah.
How do you guys, how do you guys deal with each other in the studio, on the road? That's close quarters.
Well, it's all about patience, and understanding. We know we like I said, growing up 4 brothers, we've had our battles, right?
You got through it all.
You got through it.
Yeah.
So there's a pecking order, but definitely it's we're pretty level-headed, so we're we're good. We're good that way.
One of the most exciting things I think that sort of popped in your bio when I was looking at it was this sort of family connection to the Underground Railroad to Canada, which is a pretty amazing part of our history. How what's the lineage there? What is the connection
Basically, there? My great grandfather, would be Elias Earls. He came up from Kentucky through the Underground Railroad and settled in the mid, I guess around 1850s. Born in 1833, settled up in Owen Sound, Ontario, just a little bit south of Owen Sound, and it was Holland's Landing or something, Holland's Point or something was called at that time. And then he had 13 children. No, he had Solomon, who had 13 children. And Solomon is my father's grandfather.
Solomon is for sure the name of a man who has 13 children. No doubt.
And they had the family in Owen Sound. And from that, we've gone to a picnic, an emancipation picnic in Owen Sound for the last, I think it's over 150 years.
That's like not a thing that I would have expected about Owen Sound as well, is that it hosted an emancipation
the most northern
picnic.
terminus of the Underground Railroad.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
This is important learnings, guys.
That's right.
This
It's
is great.
history. This is Canadian history.
Yeah. Well, guys, congratulations so much on your nomination.
Appreciate
Thank you for putting up with each other as family.
that's all right, man.
And thanks so much for your time. Good luck in April.
Thank you. All right, brother.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Up next, we have Autumn Hill, nominated for Country Album of the Year. So not having to compete with a 4-time winner standing in their way like the reggae category of the year. Of course, you know, you never know what can happen. So come on up, guys. Congratulations on your Country Album of the Year nomination.
Thank you very much.
How has the day been so far for you?
Oh, incredible.
Mostly standing in line waiting to come up here.
Lineups are amazing.
Love a line. Blessed to be alive. One of the things that I really loved about, you know, the story of you guys coming together is the idea that it is a sort of cross-continental thing, the idea of sort of our I guess we're not really the East Coast, but like Easter.
Yeah, we count.
Yeah, we count as the East
we
Coast.
count.
And then the West Coast, especially at a time where, you know, the country is very divided regionally. Is that something that you think is sort of an important part of your identity, or is that just sort of an incidental, you know, bio element that you happen to be from different cities?
Wow, that's a great question.
That is a great question. I would say it's.
But I gave myself an escape hatch, which is like, is it a garbage question?
Or is it just nothing?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. You don't have to give a really thoughtful answer.
I think it's incredibly important. I think Autumn Hill is the perfect representation of both Ray and I, you know, coming together and the music that we make and all of our shared experiences being from both sides of the country.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting about it is we have really great chemistry when we're writing. So we share a lot of similar tastes in music and, you know, genres.
Oh, absolutely,
and,
yeah.
You know, creative direction and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, that's a good answer. We did it, guys.
We did it
together.
We made it.
Do you think
it's better than the lineups question?
I know. Well, you know, it's warming up. There's been a lot of guys. I'm up here for like 2 hours. Some of the questions are going to be about lines.
That's fine.
Do you think that there's sort of a little bit of a shift happening right now in Canada, because we've generally been sort of, I think, slower to celebrate country music, you know, versus the States, where it's the dominant radio format. You know, it really sort of like owns mainstream culture in a way it doesn't yet in Canada. Do you see that shift happening now?
Absolutely.
With the success of groups like yours?
Absolutely, and it's all things country. I mean, look at festivals like Boots and Hearts becoming as big as it is. We say it all the time. It's a really exciting time to be in country.
Yeah.
The doors have been kicked open. Lots of things are happening.
Steven Tyler is releasing country singles.
Yeah,
like
it's all
country is
happening.
the place to
Exactly.
be right now.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, guys.
Thank you very
I'm going to
much.
ask these guys about the line, too, just to even things out.
Perfect.
Congrats on your nomination, and good luck in April.
Thanks so much.
Cheers. Guys. So up next, we have Emilie-Claire Barlow and Steve Webster, who are nominated for Vocal Jazz Album of the Year and Jack Richardson Producer of the Year.
Yeah.
You got like the big 1-2 punch there.
I know. Crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How has the day been so far for you?
It's
guys?
pretty good.
It's
Yeah,
been
like
good?
you said,
Way
it's
to
like
start the day.
Yeah.
Who you been texting?
Oh, everyone. My
Yeah.
band, my mom.
Who was like first text? Mom?
Mom.
You have to say it's mom, though, even if it
Yeah.
wasn't mom. Just like
Mom.
the answer is mom. As far as mom knows, it's always mom. So there's a bunch of covers that you guys have done, and Bowie being on this record, you know, has that? I don't know if you've had an opportunity to perform Bowie songs, sort of obviously since he passed away. Does that take on a greater resonance for you, sort of being able to perform that, having sort of already done these arrangements and new interpretations?
Do you want to answer?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's obviously a tragic loss for all of us who grew up listening to his music and, you know, deeply influenced by it. You know, the reality is, unfortunately, we haven't had a chance to, you know, have that music played live. It's a huge undertaking. The arrangement was done for a 70-piece orchestra, so the opportunities to do that are you know, they're few and far between. But we are actually going to bring a lot of that music to life next week at the Massey Hall. I don't know if you know this, but Emilie-Claire Barlow is performing in front of 65 musicians at Massey Hall next
That's gonna
week,
be
February
amazing.
10th. That's an incredible opportunity, not just for her, but for anybody that has a chance to listen to it. So.
February 10th, Massey Hall.
Massey Hall. We
With,
get to-
and with how many pieces?
We have 65 musicians of Toronto's finest musicians, and we're also bringing the conductor of the Metropole Orkestra, Jules Buckley, over from Berlin to conduct the show. Jules Buckley conducted the Metropole Orkestra for our recording, which was in Holland, part of it. It's a very international record. It was a huge undertaking. We spent a year and a half making it, and we're going to take all that passion and energy and put it into the Massey Hall show next week.
The fact that you haven't had an opportunity to sort of, take this to a live setting, how much pressure is now on? Like, because the work that I imagine goes into, bringing together that number of musicians in that space is, not insubstantial.
Yeah, we've had a couple of opportunities to play with orchestras, some of the material, but the reality of it is that the work never stops. I think this is one of my arranging teachers, Shelley Berger. He was talking about Maria Schneider, a wonderful orchestrator, and he was telling us that she's tweaking the arrangements right up until the recording session, then she continues to do that. You're always trying to strive to be better and try to improve them. So I think that's the reality of it, is that with that many people, that many musicians on stage, the work never ends. You're always tweaking and trying to make it better. But what a thrill to stand in front of 65 musicians and hear that wall of sound behind you. It's incredible.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on the multiple nominations.
Thank you.
And yeah, that's great. So the fact that show is February 10th, so people watching can check that out. Emilie-Claire
Perfect.
Barlow, check that out.
Come.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and good luck in April.
Thank you.
Awesome.
See you then.
Up next, we have the Elwins, Breakthrough Group of the Year. Not a doomed category, as I was trying to suggest earlier. That did not seem to fly. Let's see what happens now. How's it going, guys? Congratulations, fellas.
Thank you very much.
So I sort of made the mistake earlier of hinting that Breakthrough Group of the Year is traditionally sometimes like a doomed, cursed category. I mean, do you guys feel any of that weight, the weight of any sort of curse that comes along with Best New Group?
Like a ghost.
Yeah, are you afraid of ghosts? Is sort of what I'm asking.
I'm not concerned at all. We're very I don't know. We practice witchcraft, and so we kind of.
So you feel like you've been able to protect yourselves?
We're well versed. And we're familiar with that whole world.
Okay, yeah. What was the first book of magic that you ever practiced with, or has it just been a slow learning? Do you guys carry one in the van?
I think it was Magic the Gathering, for dummies or something.
Magic the Gathering for dummies? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a one-color deck or a multicolored deck?
Multicolored deck.
Yeah, okay, that's...
Is there any other kind? All my old cards are obsolete now. You can't use the old cards.
Yeah. What?
They changed the rules.
So if I wanted to play Magic, I couldn't pull out my grade 3 all black deck because I was a punk in the third grade or whatever. No, okay, cool.
We'll get together. We'll do an
old school
game.
tournament. Okay, that's great. So we'll definitely pin that. It's interesting to me that you guys have this nomination, Breakthrough New Artists. It's always a little bit strange because often it's artists that you're aware of having been active for a long time. You guys have been doing sort of creative releases for quite some time. I guess on some level this is the first real stake in the ground. Do you feel like because you guys have been active in the past that makes you kind of ready for whatever pressures may come with this nomination?
Yeah, I think that, all the stuff that we've done in the past definitely, prepared us for getting to this point and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, certainly.
So the things you did before made you ready for now.
Now it's good.
Would you say it was a good question? I think it was good. Guys, congratulations on the nomination. I will see you at our pending Magic the Gathering tournament.
Great.
I think it'll be very successful. And good luck with whatever magic spells you need to perform to sort of keep the curses away, protect yourself, secret magics, blood sacrifices, that whole thing.
Thank you very much.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck in April.
Salute.
Yeah. Up next, we have Diemonds. We're going to check in on what kind of decks they play with in Magic the Gathering. I'm not sure. Being a heavy metal band nominated for Heavy Metal Album of the Year, it seems possible that the answer might be all black. Come on up, guys.
All right.
Congratulations.
Dude, you're totally Sam Sutherland.
Yeah.
Dude, you're the man. How you doing?
I know. I'm wicked. Wait, why do you like me in particular?
Dude, you're super awesome and rad.
Cool. I'll take
Love
it.
this guy.
For those of you following at home, I am super awesome and rad.
And
Thank
rad.
you. And rad.
And
Yeah.
rad.
No. Okay. Good. I appreciate that. I was just talking to the Elwins about Magic the Gathering. Any of you guys play Magic the Gathering?
We're nerdy, but we're not that nerdy.
We're more
of pinball people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like pinball and vintage comic books and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
Kiss in general.
Okay, yeah. I did see a photo of you guys, like everyone, like posing on like a massive slate of pinball machines, which
Absolutely.
looks extremely
It's
rad.
my bedroom.
Oh, that's your bedroom?
Yeah, totally, man.
Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All the machines are on free play.
Okay, cool.
dude.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
Clearly, you know who I am,
Yeah,
so
dude,
it should
I'm
be pretty easy.
totally gonna DM you the address.
Yeah, DM me the address.
Got it.
Okay.
Boom.
So you guys worked with Eric Ratz on this album, who is, you know, a titan. How much did that sort of change your approach to, you know, writing and recording in the past? How much of an influence was he on like the end product?
He was a huge influence. He's like you said, a titan, rock god. He grew up, you know, in Scarborough, so he gets the you know, the sound we're going for.
Yeah.
He liked to call it Scarborough metal, you know, back in the day, that Skid Row sound. But you know, he helped us evolve the sound beyond that to something, you know, in a modern sense that's, you know, comparable to everything else going on. So he's awesome. Eric's the man. Thank you so much, Eric.
And it's, you know, one of the things I love about the, you know, originally it was just called heavy/metal category. Now they're just calling it the heavy metal category, so people don't start petitions when the Flatliners get nominated or whatever. I guess make it clear. Do you think it's nice that the Junos has, like, you know, over the last couple of years made more of an effort to recognize the insanely good heavy music that's happening in this country?
Dude, totally. It's massive. The recognition. It's its own category.
Yeah.
Super cool. There's tons of awesome heavy bands that have huge fan bases that you might not hear of if it weren't for moments like this where they get that recognition. Yeah, there's tons of wicked Canadian bands grinding it out, and you should make an effort to check out every single one.
Awesome, yeah. Check out every band that's nominated in
Every
the heavy
band,
category.
every band.
But because you recognized me up here, I'm going to say definitely you guys should win, though, for sure.
You're the man.
Yeah, I know. I'm easily bought. What can I say? Congratulations, guys. So,
Thanks, dude.
Good luck in
Cheers.
April.
Thank you.
Cheers. Up next, we have Scott Helman, who you may have seen performing earlier in the stream if you, like me, have been here since 11. Seriously, though, that was cool. I really hope they win because, you know, that was awesome. Scott, what's going on, man?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing great. Congratulations on your 2 nominations.
Thank you.
Would you say that you would have been happy with 1, but you are grateful for the fact that you've been nominated twice?
I've said that, I think, 8 times today.
If you'd been nominated once, would you have been kind of bummed out and slightly disappointed?
No way. Being nominated at all was insane. Yeah. But to be nominated like twice, and especially for Pop Album of the Year, was kind of like really, really crazy.
Well, it's nuts because, I mean, you know, Alan and I think a few other people kind of mentioned when they were on stage the fact that we have had just like an insane amount of success south of the border with Canadian pop music over the last year. And so that category has got to be the most competitive category this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, between those two, I guess Pop Album of the Year has got to be the one that sort of shines the brightest for you?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think it's so much because like of the other artists in that category. I mean, it is really crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it's more because the award is for the album, and I think that the record is like, I'm really proud of it, and I'm really glad that I'm honored that it's being recognized as something that's worthy of that award. So, yeah, I guess that's why.
That was a good answer.
Okay.
Was it weird trying to perform for a room full of industry people at 11 in the morning who are like hungover and have had like 1 drink of coffee? And
yeah, well,
how does it rate in terms of like strange performance settings? For you?
That's nothing. Okay. It was actually pretty fun. Very fun.
What's been?
But
don't bite the hand that feeds, man. Can you imagine if you were like,
JUNO TV?
These people are all jerks. You especially are
no,
terrible.
No, it was
at
awesome.
This.
I was honored to be asked to perform.
Yeah.
And Alan Reed's such a sweet dude. So
yeah.
But no, it's not even up there on the weirdest performances.
So you got gold record, you got these 2 nominations. What's been the most meaningful thing for you over the last year in terms of things you can point to, things that like your family gets to be proud of?
Performing at the MMVAs was pretty sweet.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
That was pretty sweet. My friends were like literally beside me, and when I jumped on the thing and the pyro went off, I like looked at my best friend and I was like, so that was pretty awesome. And just like writing a record.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say that like all the stuff that comes with it is awesome, but being able to write music for a living is really all that I could ask for. So being able to like look at a finished album, probably when my vinyl came in.
Yeah.
When my own vinyl came in and I put it on my record player and I was like drinking a steam whistle and I was like, I made that.
You did it.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, is it cool to like, I imagine this is something you've wanted to do for a long time, and now you're able to jump and have pyro go off, and your friends are like, yo, you weren't full of it before. Is it nice to be able to share that with your friends, too?
Yeah.
That experience?
It's really cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like to have your friends with you at the MMVAs or at the Junos or something like that is kind of funny because you're like, we're here? Like, why are we here? Like, what are we here for? It's kind of, and I get to share that experience with people, so I'm still like, why?
Awesome. Well, I'll let you like go out and celebrate some more at 1. Get into it at 1 in the afternoon. Congratulations on your multiple nominations, man.
Thank you, man.
I'm all real like. Also,
Cheers.
I don't want to get any of your people's germs.
No worries.
Big line.
Musicians,
man. Sorry, I called you Jeremy right before you left.
Thank you.
Yeah. So up next we have Patrick Lehman, nominated for R&B Soul Recording of the Year. Come on up. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So you have been waiting here for quite some time.
For a little minute,
yeah. I also know your publicist.
All right.
From back in the day.
Back in the day.
So how has your day been? Who was the first person you texted?
My phone is blown up right now.
Yeah. Who's the first person who texted you?
First person texted me was my Uncle Rocky.
Nice.
Yeah, he's freaking out right now.
Everyone should have an Uncle Rocky. That's like
He's
strong
an awesome
uncle
guy.
name.
Yes, it is. He's a strong guy. Definitely.
Yeah. Obviously, I'd read that this record is sort of, to honor your father. Having a JUNO nomination for it must be sort of give it some extra gravity. Do you think has that sort of meant something to you in that way?
Yeah, I mean, definitely my dad would have been, he had a huge mouth, big mouth, so he would have been calling everybody, telling everybody. He wouldn't have been able to keep anything a secret.
He would not have been able to shut up Uncle Rocky?
He would know. They were best friends, actually. He would be the first text on my phone. No, I mean, I made the record soon after he passed away, so I kind of rewrote it and named it after him. And yeah, it's a huge honor just to be nominated to be here. I can't even believe that I'm here. And yeah, I mean, I named it after him, so I mean, it's definitely special for me.
That's awesome, man. And I mean, R&B also in this country right now is really experiencing, I think, a super exciting moment. So I imagine it's exciting to sort of be nominated alongside so many, really, really great and like inventive artists as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be in the same category as The Weeknd and some of the other ones is, I mean, I can't believe it. And just for me too, because I'm still starting out, it's just to be recognized for the music and not necessarily for anything else that I'm doing.
Sure,
to be standing alongside those artists is incredible. It's incredible.
Are you looking forward to, though, when you just get voted in purely based on status?
Let's hope I get there, or let's hope I don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good, man. If you had to pick someone else to win who's not you, though, who would you pick in that category?
I'm going to say I have a better chance of getting hit by a bus than winning the category, so I'm going to go with The Weeknd, which is totally fine.
I don't think that's true, man. Like, like you said, I mean, I think people, I really like the Weeknd record, but people listen to music, man. They really do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can't believe I'm standing here talking to you in this room and to be going to Calgary. First time going to Junos. I mean, I watched them since I was a kid, so it's crazy.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you very much.
And see you in Calgary.
We will.
Good luck in April.
Thank you.
Cheers, man. All right, so we're done. That's it.
Thank you very much.
I hope you had a good time. I certainly enjoyed myself. I haven't had a chance to look at Twitter, but I don't think anybody really wants to see me read Twitter. So in closing, let me just remind you that the Junos are April 3rd in Calgary at the Saddle Dome. Weekend's playing. Ryan Adams is playing. Emilie-Claire is playing. Who else is playing? Brian Adams. I'm playing with Brian Adams, as I already told you. Who else is the other guy? Shawn Mendes? Who? Dean Brody is playing. I'm also playing bass in Dean Brody's band. If I keep talking, do you guys have to keep streaming this? It's amazing. I got a list of complaints. No, thank you so much to everyone here at Karis, all the JUNO TV crew. I hope you guys are excited. Make sure to use the hashtag Junos. Make sure, if you're in Calgary, to buy tickets, because there's no way that is not going to sell out now that you have that incredibly exciting list of performers. And congratulations to all the nominees. I think it's a great opportunity for us to celebrate, not only the big status artists that we have that we're lucky to have here, like Drake, Weeknd, and Bieber, but to really recognize all of the amazing music being made across categories. So take a minute today, listen to the albums that were nominated for Vocal Jazz Album of the Year, listen to some classical music, appreciate everything that's happening. Anything else? No, we're good. See you in Calgary on April 3rd for the Junos. It's going to be sick.